Greene County Fair. Mention of the Greene County Fair stirs the memories of the dwindling group of persons who remember the first fair at the present grounds in 1911, and of the much fewer number who go back to the original Waynesburg Fair held in the borough. It was held in the area east of Morgan Street and south to the curve in 10 Mile Creek near the present Waynesburg College field. Changes between modern fairs and the one first staged at the fairgrounds in 1911 have been many, although the heart of the event is still centered around the same things. The high point of the old-time fair was the harness racing, followed in order by the livestock barns, the midway with its rides and games, and the exhibition halls showing prize vegetables, home products, grange exhibits, and more. Present-day youngsters can't even have a remote idea how the kids and the adults used to get all revved up about a fair. It was something to be looked forward to, almost from the day it was over until it was ready to open a year later. All of its various events would be catalogued in the minds of the patrons and stored away as conversation material for the long winter months ahead. In its earlier days, the fair was a much more formal sort of event than now. For the most part, it was a dress-up affair, with the men wearing their Sunday best suits and the women outfitted in comparable feminine attire. It was also largely a family deal, especially for those living some distance away. Many families originally came to the fair by horse and buggy, and it wasn't until Henry Ford brought out the first Model Ts that the center field was filled with automobiles. Some forms of tractors had been invented when the fair was started back in 1911, but nobody could have ever convinced those farmers that someday there would be no more draft horses on the steep Greene County hillside farms, that tractors would replace them. But they have. And what's more, they're here to stay. Farmers in those days would have declared it sheer hearsay for someone to predict that someday the draft horse barn behind the grandstand would be virtually surrounded by an open-air display of tractors, but it is now. Harness racing is still the heart and soul of the lighter side of the county fair. It's not that people around here don't like thoroughbred racing, but rather because harness racing has come to be inseparable with county and other local fairs. Now, thanks to the portable starting gates, it's a very pleasurable sport and not the endurance contest it was when races were started by scoring. The carnival midways of those days were much more rowdy than now. There were scores of fistfights between men, many of them just for the fun of fighting, and others brought on by guzzling pre-prohibition booze. There could be as many as a dozen fistfights between adults on any one day when the fair was in full swing. But before criticizing such conduct, people should remember that in those days most men did physically hard labor. Many worked from dawn to dusk with no vacation except a day or two at the fairs, and without radio or television, let alone movies, to drain off their emotional tensions. When people realized that these men had been digging ditches, sawing down trees, dressing drill bits on oil or gas wells for 2 or 3 hours before many men are now even out of bed, week in and week out, it is easier to understand why the annual fair made a good place let off a little steam, even when the fighters got whipped by whomever they had challenged to a fight. But the generation gap has stretched to its widest point at county fairs by the baby beef and fat lamb sales that auction the animals raised by 4-H youngsters. The sale price of the champion animals will often exceed $2,000. To be sure, the fair is one of the county's longest-running events, an important piece of Greene County history that has always recognized the importance of agriculture and farming. And now, nearly 100 years later, that tradition proudly continues. The Greene County Fair has always appealed to men, women, and children of all ages because there is so much to offer them each year. Whether it's agriculture, animals, truck pulls, or the rides, there's something for everyone. It's really like a big community picnic, and 2005 will continue that tradition. This year's fair is once again proving to be the highlight of the summer season. Opening on August 5th with the Greene County Roundup and Demolition Derby, it will run up until Saturday, August 13th, when tractor pulls and fireworks close the show. The fair is always a lot of fun. It's a wonderful piece of history and tradition for Greene County, and it really offers something for everyone. To those who have never experienced the Greene County Fair, it will be an experience that you will never forget. And to those who visit the fair each year and always have a great time, we will get ready for this year's fair because you ain't seen nothing yet.